I'm here to talk about books 6 through 10, kind of. Sorry. I'm going to, actually, this is probably going to be kind of short because I can't really talk too much about most of them. So the first, or I guess book number 6 that I finished is Arab of the Future, Volume 4 by Riyad Sattouf. And this is translated by Sam Taylor. This is number 4 in this graphic memoir series, and it's wild, so good. I'm like, I can't really talk about it because it's number 4, but I'm like on the edge of my seat to find out what happens in the 5th volume. Basically, this is, Riyad's story of growing up. He has a French mother, and oh my gosh, where's his dad from? It's not Syria. Oh yeah, Syria. Haha, I remember things. Right. Syrian, French, Sattouf family. So him going back and forth between these countries and cultures and all of the stuff that entails. I am really pleased because I think his mom is a lot more forceful towards the dad in this volume, which I'm really pleased with because I feel like, she kind of let some things go in the past that I was like, what are you doing right now? But yeah, so I guess my opinion on his family literally doesn't matter at all, but I will say this is fantastic. So pleased that is continuing and that there's at least, I assume just one more, but at least one more. The next book that I finished is Please Look After Mom by Kyung-Suk Shin, and this is translated by Chi Young Kim. And I read this for Yemeni's book club thing on Voxer in January. This is the last book that I finished in January. And I just thought this was fantastic. Basically, the overarching plot is that mom has gone missing, and so the family is confused about why or how she went missing. There's different sections, and each section is told from a different perspective. There are some second-person narratives, which I guess is, uncomfortable for some people. And we talked a lot about that in the group and, how you're kind of, put into the family's shoes. And so you kind of, see how maybe, you're you've been not mistreating your mom, but, kind of negating her existence. The mom isn't, she's a mom. That's what she is. She's a mom. And so she does everything for her kids and her husband and all this stuff. So I thought it was so good. I thought it was heartbreaking. I cried. I don't think that people loved it in general in the group. I think that I might have enjoyed it the most, or maybe a couple of other people, but I thought it was really, really great. I think it's just so sad. And my preference is reading books that are kind of slower a little bit, not with a lot of plot. Again, the plot of this book is them trying to find their mom, so it's not really that much stuff happening. It's a lot of internal things and looking back on the past and how they've treated her, and thinking oh, I didn't think about her as a person. I thought of her just as my mom and stuff. So I thought it was really good and introspective, I guess maybe. Oh my gosh, I'm boiling potatoes and the water is boiling over. That's so awkward. Ooh, ooh, oh gosh, oh no, oh boy. Oh no. Okay, I get it. Everything's fine. Okay. Oh, all right. Hey guys. Sorry. Whoopsies. So anyways, the next book that I finished is How We Fight for Our Lives by Saeed Jones, and I can't talk about this book because it's for the BookTube prize, but I will be talking about it when I'm finished with all of them. And then I finished Calypso by David Sedaris, and this was really fun and cute. That's not great words to describe this book. I'm sorry, guys. He's a really funny guy. Sad things have happened to him, and it's really sad. And I feel like I was reading this a lot at the same time that I was reading Please Look After Mom, and I feel like similar kind of things were happening inside of me while I was reading them. I felt really just kind of like sad while reading this, and there's a lot of like this weird nostalgia feeling. He talks about like very specific things that have happened like in the past. Obviously, I think it's pretty well known, but David Sedaris like keeps a journal, like a very intense journal about his life, and like he writes down things. So I believe like like that he has really good accuracy when recalling things because of that. So there's a lot of like this weird feeling when you think of your past and you think of like this moment. And I get it sometimes. I do get it quite frequently when I go back to California, and I'll go to an area or something that I used to spend a lot of time in, and then you get this kind of like weird feeling in your stomach of nostalgia and homesickness, but also of like, even if you were to try to like you can't recreate it ever. It's a time and a place that existed in the past and you will never get back. And so it's this like weird feeling, and I felt that a lot while reading this. I don't think that he did that on purpose, or I don't know, it's just maybe like a me, like every reader brings something different to the book experience, the book reading experience. I will say that when I found out why this is what the cover is, I thought it was hilarious, because it's a very interesting cover, and yeah, it's great. He's great. I guess I shouldn't say great. It's good. I haven't told you any of my ratings on any of these books because I don't remember, but I probably gave this like a 3 or 3.5. It's just fine. Like I really enjoy his writing, but it's not something that I'm ever going to be like, oh my gosh, everyone has to read this immediately. But it is so easy to read. He's so like, I wouldn't say don't read it. That makes sense, right? Y'all. Whatever. And the last book that I finished book number 10 that I finished is Costa Alegre by Courtney Mom. And this I did a review for, so I will link it below. But this was the book for our group where we're reading small presses. So we read a Tin House book in February. So I've also created a playlist for it. I will try to find a way to link that below. On a similar kind of note, it's not similar at all. Actually, never mind. I'll talk about it in my weekly update on Friday. It's not important. Yeah, so I'll link that below, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye.